Good afternoon, guys. I get one thing a lot is that, people come up to me and be like, you made a lot of changes, drastic changes, way different than I used to be. And they'll say to me, I'm just like, I'm stuck in a rut, like I'm trying to make changes, it's just not working out for me. And the first thing I go to is like, well, what are you doing differently? And they look at me like, what? Like, someone wants to change a behavior in your life, like, but what are you doing differently? Just change that behavior. Because I think for me, what the best thing I realized from the beginning was that, to make big changes especially, it's gonna have to start small. So what I mean by that, like my routine, if you wake up at 6 a.m., try getting out of bed at 5 a.m. If you drink coffee in the morning, then brush your teeth. Well, brush your teeth and then drink coffee. What we need to realize is that to change something big, we're going to have to get our brain thinking about something differently than what we're used to doing every day. Because it's going to have to start small. We can't just go, well, I want to be like this now, and it's going to snap and it's going to happen. Because that's just not going to, it's not going to work that way. We're instantly going to go back to what we're comfortable with, what we normal routine for the day is. So for me, what I did, like I said, is I had to change the little things first. One thing I tell people is like in a joking matter, but it's, it's good, is that like, say I used to, I've never been one who litter and stuff like that, but I also wasn't the guy walking down the street that would see something that would pick it up and go out of my way. And it was the little things like that that I started to implement that I'd never used to do before. Like, so now, like, it's always thinking in my mind now. So I walk past something now. First thing my brain starts thinking is, well, go back to what I'm comfortable with. Well, I don't like that it's on the ground, but I'm not, that's what I'm used to doing is just walking past it. I will force myself to turn around, and what I'm doing there is getting my brain, it's caught off guard. It doesn't know what's trying to happen now. I'm changing my normal behavior small so that when it comes time to big changes, it's not shocked by it. It doesn't want to naturally go back to what it's used to being done. So, I think that's where we got to start. You can't just say, well, I want to quit drinking or I want to start working out. You're going to have to start small. We got to get ourselves thinking something different. We have to get on a new routine. And another thing about this too is that you're going to have to change all those little aspects. For me, my big change came because I had to take a lot of things out of my life. I'm somebody who swears a lot. I had to stop swearing for a long time. I had to stop listening to certain music. I had to stop hanging out with certain people, going to certain places. And I'm not saying eventually that we can't get back to doing some of the things we enjoy doing. And I'm not saying swearing is one of them, but, like hanging out at certain spots or listening to certain music. I just had to, no old part of my life could sneak back in, because then our brain instantly wants us to go back to what it's comfortable doing. So, I think if you're struggling with trying to change right now, you gotta start changing the way your brain thinks, and it's gonna be with small things. And eventually, you'll see that when it comes time to make bigger changes, we'll be used to making the small changes. That so becomes a habit that then you'll gradually and comfortably go into making the bigger changes in your life. So try something like that. Like I said, if you're stuck in a rut, that's what I worked on, and then that's what was the biggest outcome for me to make the change. So you guys have a good afternoon, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.